Here with Northwestern State head baseball coach Chris Bertrand as the Demons getting ready for the final regular season weekend of the year against McNeese at home. It'll be alumni weekend. It'll be senior weekend. A whole lot going on here at the Bistro. And Bert, let's just jump right into it. It's going to be a special weekend. The seniors especially, you'll get to welcome some guys back. But that senior group, you know, guys like Reese and Clay and Rocco and Tally, and the list goes on and on and on. It's a long list. But what have those guys meant to not just the program, but to you?
Yeah, what a great weekend to be a Demon, right? Like, I think that's the best way to start it. And honestly, what they've meant to us has been everything, right? In the journey that we have come on over the last 2 years, in the way that when we were tasked with the leadership, we wanted to surround ourselves with people that shared the vision, that could help us ultimately get there, that could be a huge part of growing this thing and of building and of setting the foundation. And so the answer is that without Reese Lapoma, that doesn't take place in the last 2 years. Without Clay, without Rocco, without all of those guys that we're going to honor, we don't get to share in the memories of this, right? And so what a great weekend to be a Demon as we welcome our alumni back, for those that laid the foundation for us to have these last 2 years, in a way that we're going to celebrate our seniors, in a way that we're going to celebrate our graduates, right? And the way that we're going to celebrate Mother's Day with our moms, right, on Sunday when the series is concluded. And so what a great weekend to be a Demon. What a great thing to be able to celebrate those guys. And then we get to mix in such quality competition in 3 high-stakes baseball games with all of the things that we're going to celebrate, man. What a better way to finish and cap off what has been a remarkable season because of those guys. What a better way to be able to do that, man.
You talked about Reese Lapoma, and we just talked to him, but in this day and age, you know, you talked about laying the foundation and the teams that are going to be honored, the alumni. Those guys used to be in the old school college athletics. You were here for 4 or 5 years. No one really batted an eye. Reese has been here for 5 years, and now suddenly he's a bit of a unicorn, or an anomaly rather. But he's been side by side with you for 5 years. And what's that relationship been like from your perspective?
That's the story right there, right? Like, all of those words is exactly the story in a day and age where that may not be the coolest thing. In a day and age where maybe that's not the sexiest thing in the world, that's the Demon way, and that's a Demon thing, right? And as we grow this thing, we have to rely upon guys like Reese, right? What an incredible story, you know, from walk on to where we are right now, from a limited amount of time in the first 3 years to what he has meant to this program in the last 2, right? His leadership, his example, the way in which he has captained this team, the way in which he has shown faith and trust in us so that we can be able to tell that story, right? The idea that he showed faith and trust in us, and we kind of went through it that old school way. That's a relationship that'll never be broken, and it's a relationship in which I can never repay him for the 5 years that he poured into Demon baseball. And so it's going to be a lifelong one of me constantly owing him, right? And that's the truth. But man, it's really special to have somebody who helps us to set that example, and it's really special for us to be able to have somebody that helps us evolve, right? The fact that he did it and did it the way he did it, and then we can now build on that, and we can stack bricks, and we can put our own spin on it, and we can. But Reese showing people what that journey is like, how to navigate it, how to be mentally tough through it, right? It goes on and on and on and on, and I can't say enough. The baseball part of it, I'm glad that he gets to enjoy the baseball part of it, but the human being part of it is going to leave a lasting impression on our baseball program and on me as a coach for a lifetime.
Well, you control only what you can control. You got a chance to control where you go in the Southland Conference Tournament. Not necessarily the destination, that's on other people. But as far as this team, you know, it feels like results-wise, you're playing about as good as you have all year, hitting your stride at the right time.
Yeah. High-stakes baseball. Well, I mean, why else, right? That's why you call yourself a competitor. That's why we want to build the program to where we have expectations and we have goals, lofty goals, and we have all of those things. That's what we're building. And the fact that we've gotten to that point we welcome that challenge. You know, we can't control any of the results of these 3 games necessarily, or what happens outside or where we travel to. There are elements of this that we cannot control, but what we can control is welcoming the challenge of high stakes baseball games, of playing in a manner that says that we've learned from the first 50 games of the season. We've learned from how we have been well in the last couple of weeks, right? And then we are armed with all of that information and all of that momentum and all of those life lessons. We're armed with all of that to go compete in these 3 games. And so, man, we're thrilled, right? We are absolutely thrilled, because it's the fruition of hard work and grittiness and determination and all of the things that we say we are about. We now have a chance in some high stakes baseball games to advance the program again, get to a certain number of wins, get to a certain position in finishing in the standings, get ourselves a good draw or a comfortable draw in the conference tournament if that's the case, right? Like, that's why we do what we do. There is something on the line, and we have a locker room full of competitive people that want to go out and leave their mark on Demon baseball.
For you guys, as you do it, how great is it to have it at home to finish off because of what the Bistro looks like now, because of the success you've had here?
Unbelievable. What a great weekend to be a Demon, right? Another tremendous thank you to the Thornton family and all that ballpark and all of their generosity has meant to the entire program. It's meant the world to our players. It's meant the world to our fans, right? The fact that we get to do what we love to do in such a beautiful place, and that place fell in line with the goals and the mission, right? We said we were going to transform the ballpark. We said we were going to build, and so, man, it's right in line with the vision and the mission that we have. We get to welcome alumni back, and they get to see it, some of them, for the first time, right? When we're going to do graduation on Sunday at the conclusion of baseball, we're going to celebrate those guys that are graduating and walking on the place that they helped to build, right? Like, once again, man, not enough great things to say, because we feel like program-wide, this group of people, right? Players, parents, coaches, seniors, fans, this group of people in 2025 has totally transformed Demon baseball into something that we can all be proud of. And the fact that our guys get to enjoy that at home, in baseball, in academics, in life, in their families with Mother's Day. Like, what a great weekend to be a Demon. And Lori and I are lucky in the fact that we get to be a small part of it.
Bert, as always, we appreciate your time.
Hey, Farkham Demons.